We're gonna put some new lithiums in the Skeeter. As you can see the Skeeter right here. 2020 FXR 21. Picked it up over the summer. Great boat. Anyway, what we're gonna do is we've got 312 volts running the trolling motor, which we've got Lowrance Ghost up here. We got it set up for 36 volts. We've got power pole charge, and then just the 12 volt cranker. So what we want to make sure first, you know, obviously we want to make sure that everything's powered off. So right now I've got the switch turned to the off position for the master. You can still see the Sea Monster light blinking. That little gadget is going to be for running to the Lowrance graphs, so you can still see all the battery management of the power pole charge, which is pretty unique. Anyway, we're going to swap out, these are the factory batteries. We're going to swap these out for, we're going to run a big 31 group AGM, and then we've got some lithiums, which are going to be impulse lithium. So we're going to have 3 12 volt 100 amp hour, which should give us plenty of power. My whole goal is I'm going to be running 5 graphs, so waiting on the Hummingbird one to come in, but I've got the 360 mounted. We've got Garmin Live Scope, and then Lowrance live unit. So the goal is just more power with the power pole charge, cranking battery, keeping it rolling. So this is what we're going to run for 31 group. These are 105 amp hours, which are pretty solid. Haven't had any issues with them. Coley the dog is just hanging out. Garage is heated. We're up in the north. Got a little bit of a blizzard going on outside, so it's cold, but 65 in here, so it's nice. So show you what we're gonna do and see how it goes. All right, so one of the cool things about the power pole charge is you can see right on your phone app, we can see right there now, all of a sudden there's a little power moving over from the cranking battery to the trolling motor battery. So we'll disconnect the power to the cranking battery first, and then we'll disconnect everything on the 36 volt system, and then we'll swap it all out and restore power. And then there's some settings through here where we can configure basically the batteries right now. So all these are lead acid, what size they are. We'll switch them over to lithium, and then the AGM for the cranking battery. So we can go through that too. A couple tools we're gonna need. Usually half inch for, you know, your hardware. This is what's gonna come with impulse. Pretty simple little washer, locking washer. And then we've got these little twist grommets that come out. You got a nice flat face there. And then that's where we'll hook everything up to. So socket wrench, half inch socket, half inch regular wrench. Big screwdriver, just maybe to get these started. It'll make it a tad bit easier. And then a little bit of tape just to keep all the wiring together once we yank it out, so that way we don't lose anything. Demonstrate the difference between the weight of a lithium battery and the weight of normal AGM cranking battery. So these are going to be 2 lithium batteries, right? Nice and easy. Grab the third one. Okay, now the AGM battery. A little bit of a difference, eh? So that's going to be 29 pounds per battery for the lithiums, and then this beast here is right around 70. Some will run 75, 67, just depends. So, all right, so one of the nice things about the Skeeter, the new FXRs, and the ZXRs will have it too, is, you know, if you got to work on one side, you can shut one down. You got a space to put your knees and all that good stuff. So we already disconnected one of the nuts here. So we're gonna have a few wires over here to kind of get out of the way. And then it's kind of one of the nice things about the tape is we can just tape some of it together. That way we know where it's gonna go. Won't get anything too crazy. That way we don't gotta really worry about it. So now we got 3 batteries over here we gotta yank out. Before I took a picture, just to reference back, just in case you forget. Again, simple stuff, but sometimes you do forget and you gotta go back and look at it. So again, so far the great thing about the lithiums are definitely gonna be weight. So easy to put in, doesn't take much. Doesn't take much effort. They're gonna be the same size as any normal 31 group size battery with these ones. So nice and easy. Easy to put in. Just wanna undo these guys. I mean, so easy just to reposition, move around. Takes little effort compared to if you're moving all giant AGMs around. All right, so all the batteries are in. And then, you know, people always love these straps, right? But they're pretty easy once you do it enough. That guy ain't going anywhere. So that's all the batteries in there. So then we just got to connect all the terminals and we'll be good. All right, so we got the batteries all in. Take a look. See, we got 3 lithiums. We had to kind of change up the configurations a little bit, and then we got the cranking battery. Checked all the power, which is good. Everything's working. I'm gonna check the graph quick. As you see, like I was saying, the little gateway, which is in the back here. So what that gateway will do is, on your screen, just like with your phone, it'll show you where your batteries are at. So right now it's showing that it's taking power from the cranker, loading up the trolling batteries a little bit more. And then once I plug it in, it'll show all the current that's basically directed to it. All right, so key importance with the power pole charge, being that I had different batteries, you have to go through the app. Basically, you have to disconnect. Like if you're just swapping batteries, if you're keeping your cranking battery and just swapping your trolling motor batteries, you have to, at least according to the manual, disconnect the power and everything from your cranking battery, and make sure you're not plugged into the wall. That'll kind of do a reset. So then once you put the batteries in, you'll go down to here in the app, you go into configure charger, cranking battery, we're going to set to AGM. We're going to set the amp hours to 105. Then our other batteries, we're going to select lithium, 100 amp hour for those. All right, so that's all set. Then we hit update. Charge battery configuration updated. So we should be good now. So now since I switched it, you can see it changed. As before, if you recall, looking on the screen, it showed less voltage for the cranking battery. So it's got a lot of technology. Once it figures out which chemistry you've got, then it's pretty good to go. I highly recommend having this Lowrance only, unfortunately, for the Sea Monster gateway, but that gives you the ability to just pop it on your screen. Sometimes the app, you know, doesn't always work, or it's just nice when you're running on the lake. You can pop this up, you can see that, you know, the cranking battery is putting 4 amps into the charge, which is converting it to 1.1 amps, and just continues transferring power. So as that battery gets lower through the day, these trolling motor batteries will crank that up. And then the other nice thing is, once you start the big motor, the alternator will crank everything on, and then from there it's just going to keep feeding power to all your batteries. You know, me running 4 graphs live scope, and I was running 75 amp 27 group batteries, just gel, and I mean, you could fish all day, run all your pumps, bilge pumps, whatever you needed to do, and it would crank over every time. So it's a dynamite system. If you don't have it, highly recommend it. I think it's probably the best technology that's hit the boat market in, I don't know, maybe ever. So if you're thinking about upgrading batteries, start with the charge first, then maybe work your way up to some batteries. All right, so power on. We're gonna just check the trolling motor, make sure we get some juice out of her. Appears we are good to go. So I wanted to bring up one other thing. If you're looking for lithium batteries, what I did was I obviously researched a bunch of companies, you know, Lithium Pros, all these guys. Lithium Pros is on the higher end of batteries. They've been around a while. Good warranty, all that. Haven't heard a bad thing about it. This company, Impulse Lithium, little bit newer on the scene, but if you watch, you know, the Elite Series, the guys on Bass, you've got Bill Weidler, which I believe is who owns the company, Frank Talley, and Lee Livesey are all running Impulse Lithium batteries. 10-year warranty. Seemed like a pretty decent thing. So what I did, you know, maybe just a little tip for you guys if you're in that market. I hit up Bill Weidler, social media, sent him a message, asked him a couple questions about the batteries. He got back to me pretty quick, which was pretty cool. Instant messages back and forth, and it was pretty cool because he He ended up giving me $50 off each battery. Had a code, was able to punch it in when I ordered it. So that was one of the big deciding factors on giving them a shot. So maybe a good tip if you're looking for batteries, you know, hit up some of the guys that maybe are sponsored by them. I'm sure they all have a discount code that they can give out. You know, if you ask, well, the worst they're going to do is say no. But I imagine, you know, if you get a hold of any of those guys, no reason they wouldn't, because I'm sure it looks good on the company that they're representing if somebody's buying batteries with their promo code. So don't be afraid to reach out to some of those guys. So cool tip, but thanks for tuning in. You know, keep you guys updated how it goes.